advance. Sid Roth has spent 25 years researching the strange world of the supernatural. Join Sid on this edition of It's Supernatural.
Hello, Sid Roth here. Welcome to my world where it's naturally supernatural. My guest has seen and prayed for multiple times a number of these what are known as messianic miracles. His name is Mahesh Chavda. Mahesh, you have quite a background, 800 years of Hinduism, and were you in the highest caste, or?
Yeah, we were in the ruling caste called Rajput caste, which is, there were the Rajput means, Raj means king, and Put means sons of kings. So I came from that kind of ancestry that believed in Hinduism, and I could trace back my name. At our ancestral home, there was a log of all the names of past parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and we could trace it back to about nearly 800 years.
So how did you even have the curiosity to look at a Bible or even think about Jesus?
Well, I had a hunger from way back when I was in school, in my early stages, that I had a hunger to know the truth. I wanted to know truth. Where is truth? And so I was brought up Hindu. My parents were Hindu. My mother was a very devout Hindu. So we had a little shrine in our house that she would get up every day, 5 o'clock in the morning, and around 6 we would join her there. And then I would go to the Hindu temple often.
You know, you were raised in Kenya, though.
Correct. But there were hundreds of thousands of immigrants and people who worked. My father worked for the British government. So these were all British colonies at that time. India, East Africa, of course many other parts of the world were very much part of the map in red, the British Empire. So there were many thousands of Hindus there in that town. So there were big, large temples, and I remember going to this big one time when around about 15 and a half or so, and I went and bowed to the different images and talked with the priest there, and I came out, and I remember crying out, looking up at the sky and said, God, I know you are there somewhere. I can't sense your presence anywhere near in this thing. Where are you? I want you to know, if you're truth, show me your truth.
But there came a point where you're reading the Bible, and then you kind of lost interest. How come? Well,
it wasn't, you know, I met the wife of a missionary who was meeting with some little children in our neighborhood in Kenya, in Mombasa. And she was thirsty at the end of the day, and she happened to be led to my house to knock on the door and ask for a drink of water. And I gave her a drink of water. I could speak English, and so she talked with me for a while and ended up giving me a Bible. And that's how I started reading this Bible. And I love to read. And so I didn't know necessarily that I would find the truth there, but I started reading it. And this was the most unusual book I've ever read. Like the words started leaping out at me. And so I started reading hungrily. And I found this unique figure that I had never knew existed in that manner. I'd heard about Jesus is the God of the West and all that, but I didn't know about this Jesus, what I read in the Bible. And I realized I'm looking for the truth. If there is any man that lived a life of truth, it was this man. So his words were important. And in John 14, I found these words just leaping out at me where he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. And those really struck in my heart.